Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up. Bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. Let me move this a little bit closer because we're about to get down to business. So if you guys recall, there was a double homicide that occurred, not allegedly, but in real life, in front of the Bellagio Fountain on the Strip in Vegas. And I did quite a few videos on it. Everybody did quite a few videos on it, man. Sin City Manny crashed out on another YouTuber, Finny the Legend, and his wife, Bubbly, right? It was an unfortunate situation. It was a situation that touched home. Reason being a YouTube content creator, being in the social media life, you know, it just shows you how serious it can get over cyberbullying, talking shit, going back and forth, hate, whatever spin you want to put on it. When you are talking bad about another man's family, talking bad about another man, talking bad, period, it can come back and bite you in the boo-boo. And in this case, Sin City Manny felt, and for no other reason, and I'm speaking on my perspective, right? Because I've never talked to this guy like that, but it seems like he felt there was no other option. So he did what he did, right? And of course, if you don't know what he did, if you're not on planet Earth, because everyone by now knows what happened, this man hunted down, allegedly, these two victims, found them while they were recording live. They were on YouTube Live and proceeded to get into a verbal altercation, pull out a weapon, and get off where he was mad at, right? Now, in that video that was recorded, you can see that Sin City Julie, the wife of Sin City Manny, the alleged shooter, was present. She was with them. Did she know what happened? Did she knew what was going to happen? Well, from her perspective, you know, she didn't know that her husband or her longtime boyfriend was going to go that route, which I think she would have firsthand knowledge more than anybody what was happening. But again, you don't know what's in someone's mind. You don't dictate their program, especially when it's a woman over a man. If a man has made his mind up and he's decided to do what he's done, just like if a woman has decided to do what she's going to do, there's nothing you can really do to stop them. You could encourage them. You could talk to them. You could try to misdirect them. But in this case, you can never enable them. Now, I watched a video yesterday, and so I had to do my research and double back. And in this video I watched, it was a TikTok video. They were talking about Sin City Julie, which is the wife of, we'll just call her the wife because she was fucking his domestic partner or however. I don't know what the fucking titles they give you nowadays, right? Whatever. She lived with them and probably fucked them, right? Anyways, they had kids together and they were on Section 8. So there you go. Boom. That's as close together as you can be. There was a video that I seen yesterday where they said Sin City Julie was charged alongside Manny with these homicides. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I first seen the thing happen, the incident happen, I never noticed Julie in the background. You know, I was so focused on looking at Manny and seeing if he had a gun in his hand and watching the whole incident go down, seeing how Finny the Legend reacted, seeing how his wife reacted, that I never really noticed Julie walking with Manny. Now, of course, as more videos start to surface, as more people started to get real involved in the case, and cases like this, that's what happens. People become vested. They become involved. It becomes their, like, they can't live without it. They have to talk about it. And so as I started seeing different angles, and then I realized and seen a video of Julie and that she was actually recording as they were walking to, which was normal for her to go live. That's what they did. That's what the Sin City family did. Their channel was they went live in Vegas, whether it was on the Strip, whether it was on Fremont Street, wherever they were at, they were consistently filming lives. That's how they made their money. That's how they established their channel. That's what was happening, right? Finny the Legend was a little bit of a different matter. His thing was he was just showing people that he did pull up to Vegas, that he was in Sin City Manny's city, and that Sin City Manny had not pulled up and wasn't about that life. In fact, and it's crazy because the last exchange, verbal exchange, besides the one that Finney did have with Manny before he was shot several times, right, was with another person on the live that was like, hey, that fool ain't gonna pull up. And the last thing he said was facts. Okay. And then he said the guy's name. I'm not even gonna mention the guy's name, but he said the guy's name facts, and that was that. And then he turned around and Manny was right there with the gun. Okay. Unfacts. You know, the lie detector test has proven your facts were fucked up. And that's unfortunate for him and his wife. You know, why you got to do the wife like that? I know she had a big mouth, man, but she didn't deserve to go out like that. Should have left the wife alone. But that's just my opinion, you know. If a guy stands on his 10 and he's talking that shit, well, unfortunately, man, in this lifestyle, you know, some people feel differently about the word disrespect. And some people take disrespect differently. You know, I've seen guys get off over a cold bowl of soup. I've seen guys roll over the bed, roll over out of their bunk in the morning in prison and go stab someone on the yard just because they could. You know, just because that knife that was in their ass was angling and starting to itch, right? So they just went out and used it. So you can never understand the mentality of a man and what he's thinking. You have to just assume, or you have to just stay out his fucking way, especially if you've disrespected him. Now, I seen this video talking about Julie, Sin City Julie, was involved and that she has been formally charged alongside of Manny Ruiz, which of course is Sin City Manny, the guy who did do the shooting. I'm here to tell you that's false. This woman has not been charged. This woman, I believe, will not be charged. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's things that we'll never know unless Manny himself tells us. And I don't know if this man is willing to sacrifice his lady and his family and his kids more than he already has. See, he's already put himself in a position to never be a part of their lives as far as a productive member on the streets taking care of them. That's over. This man's going to get life, probably life without, maybe even the death penalty. Okay, he's done. It's as point blank, as open and shut case as you can get. Yes, they're going to go to court. Yes, he's going to get his due process. Yes, they're going to show the cyber bullying that was going on. Yes, they're going to show the conflict between him and Finney, but never words never, ever, ever, especially in a court of law, will allow you to take matters into your own hands and to, you know, murder two people in front of hundreds of people. And that's what the judge is mostly going to focus on and mostly going to be critical about. The fact that this man did this in front of hundreds of innocent people on the Las Vegas Strip. He ain't killing people on Las Vegas Strip in front of everyone and getting away with it. That's not the image Las Vegas wants. They don't want people to be scared. That's a tourist destination, the biggest tourist destination in the world, one of them. And they don't want people detoured to not go there. They want people to go there and spend a lot of money there. So someone doing this can make people think, hey, we're going to Vegas next week. Did you hear what just happened over there in front of the Bellagio? They're smoking people. Fuck it. We'll go to Disneyland, eh? You know what I mean? We're going to go see Mickey. They're like, fuck that. But the fact is, this man was willing to crash on, sacrifice his life, his livelihood, everything he had, because he felt that man Finney the Legend had already took it from him. And Finney did. Let's be totally honest. There was a lot of people sugarcoating because they felt bad. Man, I seen it get racial. Oh, he was a Mexican. He killed a black. I seen it get every angle that people would spin they could put on it. They did, right? Well, trip out on this. It was not racially motivated. It was not the tripping of women. It was nothing like that. It was one man who took an interest in belittling another man and going in on him for his own reasons and his reasons only. And he paid the ultimate price. Both of them did. 2 channels came crashing down that night. 2 people went crashing down. 3, actually, if you consider Manny. But the wife, Julie, is she guilty? There's a lot of people talking about it. I seen that page. I was like, fake fucking news, fake page, talking about she was charged. I looked it up, though, just to make sure. And no, she has not been formally charged. She has been talked to by detectives. Of course, anytime someone is involved or seen on camera with someone who shoots someone, they're going to talk to him immediately, right? They want to know if she seen the gun. They want to know if she knew he was in possession of a gun. They want to know what he talked about. Now, I've seen video clips where people have put out where he says, should I kill him? Right? That's not what he said. That is not what he said. If you slow it down and listen to it, man, he's talking about, should I record him? Like, he's not necessarily even talking about that. But people are going to spin it. They're going to use it against him. There's another clip where Julie is saying, it's hot right here. And people are trying to say, well, she's saying, don't do the murder yet. It's too hot right here. But we all know summertime Las Vegas is hot. And what she was saying is, it's fucking hot out here. Her little fat ass was mobbing, right? She with her little contraption she had right there, her gimbal. Just because you're married to someone or with someone who crashes out doesn't necessarily mean you're a part of it. It was planned. But I'm a realist. I'm not an idiot. I'm far from a dummy, right? I'm the gun. And I realize how shit goes down. I know how shit may look. And it's hard for people to believe that a man could do this murder in cold blood without his significant other knowing that something was up, something was off, right? But see, what Manny was a little bit different. He was always off. Whether he was on Scante, whether he was just being himself, you could see in the videos leading up, and not just one or two videos, several videos leading up to this ultimate altercation, right? That he was done. His mind was already locked in. He wanted this guy bad. You know what I'm saying? He said, I want you, puto. He wanted him. He wanted him. He felt like he had no other option. There was no other way to go. This man had disrespected him and his family. And it gets deeper, man. As I've looked into it, way deeper, man. Do you know that this guy, Finney, literally called the Section 8 housing that Manny, look at, everybody expects because you're a YouTuber or you're on social media that you're a baller, or that you have money, or that you're living better than them just because you're on camera. It don't take much to fucking flip a phone sideways and get busy, right? Doesn't necessarily mean you have the fucking nicest cars or the nicest pad or the greatest life. You portray on social media that you're living your best life and everything's good, but not everyone has it like everyone has it, right? So some people do live on Section 8. Some people do live in the ghetto. Some people do not have the vehicles you might think they have. Some people, look a certain way, but they're a whole different person. Wes Watson, right? On YouTube. It's the way, well, actually, nah, he's a bad example. He is the fucking way he is. There's other people, right? I digress. What I'm saying is you have people that their expectations are you are exactly what you portray or how you look. And in Sin City Manny's case, yes, he was on Section 8, him and his old lady with his kids. Yes, he was barely getting by. Yes, man, he had quit his job to be a full-time YouTuber. Yes, there was a lot of things that he'd done that he probably shouldn't have or he couldn't prevent. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean knock a man down because of that. Finny the Legend, excuse me, I was about to say Fin City. That's what he called himself one time. He said, this is the new Fin City channel, Fin City Family. But that was another thing, man, just to agitate and to pick at that dude. Is look what happened, right? But you have a man that is going in on this man's livelihood, calling jobs, calling Section 8, getting him kicked off, and antagonizing him, talking about his infidelities, trying to break up his family. I mean, there was a lot going on there, man. Nothing warrants death or murder, but fuck. Someone like myself and several others I know would have been like, motherfucker, right? So I can understand the reasoning behind what Manny did. I just don't understand the exact reason. Now, as far as Sin City Julie, was she culpable because she was with them? Well, the detectives definitely talked to her and figured she's a mother. She has kids. If you listen close to the video that she was recording, she took off screaming and yelling. She wasn't aware. Regardless of what people say, yes, she was aware that her husband, Manny, had an issue, that they had an issue, that there was going to probably be an altercation. That I'm sure of. She was under the impression that Manny was probably going to fucking run up on him. There might be a physical altercation. That's why she kept on walking. She kept on walking because she didn't want nothing to do with the altercation. Dude, I believe that she was walking with him thinking that he was going to kill, these people. I don't believe it. If she did, she would already have been charged. They wouldn't be taking this long. They're not going to wait months or a month to charge you. They will get you right off the bat. They've seen every video like we've seen every video. These detectives have seen more than we've seen. They got angles from every casino. They've seen some shit, I'm sure, that we're not privy to, right? Now, here's the thing, though. This is what she could be charged with. Not necessarily the murder. Not necessarily the carrying out of the execution of these two people. And it doesn't matter if they were bullying him. It doesn't matter if they were tearing his life apart. I mean, on the street angle, yes, that shit matters, right? Fuck that. But in reality, in a courtroom, it doesn't matter. Yes, they pushed this guy to the edge. Yes, they are culpable in their own demise, but you can't do it anyways, right? No matter how mad you are, you just got to sit down and take it. That's crazy, but that's the way life is. Dial 911, right? You just can't do what you just can't do it. I'm not encouraging anyone to dial 911. I'm just saying that's the mentality there. You know, that's what the cops will tell you. Hey, don't take matters in your own hands. Call somebody. I don't know who the fuck he was in the call about getting his kicked off his Section 8, but whatever, right? Julie could be charged with aiding and abetting after the fact. I'll explain to you why. In the videos, she's seen what it looks like carrying Manny's shirt, maybe his hat. Basically, after he got off, somewhere along the line, they end up meeting up immediately. And just like any dude, I mean, I'm with my chick. We're walking. I see an enemigo, right? Someone that I know fucking poses a threat or someone that I've been trying to get at for a minute. And I decide in my mind, let's just take it from Manny's angle. I decide in my mind, fuck, I'm going to kill these motherfuckers, right? Fuck that, right? And my girl doesn't even know. I'm trying to keep her out the loop. Like, she knows that we got beef. She knows that I'm probably strapped up. She knows, you know what I'm saying, I'm a fool with it, but she doesn't believe. No one believes you're just going to start killing people. That's not what normal people, how they think, right? And we're mobbing, and this dude, I see him, and he's laughing to get facts, homie, right? And he's doing his thing, and his old lady's there on posted looking crazy because if you look at the video, Bubbly was definitely on posted, meaning she was on lookout. She was like looking. She was smarter than her husband. She was smarter. She knew there was a threat out there, and she was nervous. She was nervous. Her husband didn't care. He was so enraptured and caught up in social media that he did not really care. He cared, but not enough to pay attention. Rule number one, he broke it, right? And so say I'm Manny and I'm walking by. I see that my lady, I tell her, just keep on walking. I'm going to get at these fools. She keeps on walking. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, she screams just like everyone else because she don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, shit, right? She don't know if it's her husband that got shot, if he did the shooting, whatever, because it could have went either way. No one knew if Finney had something, he could have pulled something out and got to handling his business, Wyatt Earp style, right? You got Billy the Kid versus Wyatt Earp. Who's going to win? Well, in this case, Manny the Kid won. Okay, because Wyatt Earp didn't bring a gun that day. So he shoots, boom, he scores. It is what it is, right? Julie's walking away. Of course, her old man's, hey, after takes his shirt off, hat, and he hands it to her. Fuck, keep on walking. What is she going to do? You know, my lady, if I had a lady, which I don't right now, right? But if I did, she's going to walk away with my shit. She's going to tuck it like fuck it and just keep on pushing. Shit's happening fast. Could she be charged with aiding and abetting? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, you know. But I don't know if the law enforcement is going to be that petty. But as far as her being charged in the actual murder, committing, premeditating, planning, she's not going to be charged, and she hasn't been charged. And it's crazy for people to go out there and make videos saying that she is. I hope you weren't clickbaited or anything like that by the title of this video, because if you look, I put question marks. Charged, that's the way I said it. Not that she's being charged, but I don't think she will. I think she has to live with the fact, you know, she was involved to some level with that horrific crime, just being associated with Manny being his old lady. And it's crazy now because there's people that support her. Definitely. They had supporters, but there's a lot of people. She can't go really anywhere without people talking shit. It's your fault. You guys did this. Your old man's that. Really, it's the only people's fault it is the people that actually were directly involved. Did Julie play into it? Did she get into some of the beefs? Yes, she did. She was backing her old man up and doing her thing. But I don't believe she was involved in either planning or plotting of that murder, or the majority of the shit that was going on. That was two grown men, two men with egos. And they fell into that YouTube trap of thinking that they were blowing up and start. We're talking about guys that didn't have a crazy amount of followers, man, but they were just off the hook. I'm tripping out because, having been through all the different stages of YouTube, having a little bit of followers, decent followers, a nice amount. Now I think about 150,000, whatever, right? I would never get all crazy like that over YouTube. These motherfuckers are getting wild. Anyways, just to recap, man, Sin City Julie was not charged. These people that are making these videos, these fake ass tabloid, fake news videos, man, they need to stop because they could put that girl in danger. They could put that woman and her kids and family in danger. People need to leave her alone. Let her just do her thing, man. It's unfortunate that we do crime, and I did it myself a lot of times, and our family suffers. Imagine catching a body, right? You catch a body, and yeah, it's all good for the hood, right? The homie's like, yeah, the homie's a killer. He's with it, right? They're cool with it. They ain't gonna send you no money on your books, but they're cool with it, right? And then whatever people you were trying to impress, they're cool. But your family ain't cool. Your family still has to live in that city where you committed that crime. Your family still has to see that person's family. Your family still has to walk around. You got to think about things before you do it. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Again, I'll end it like this. Sin City Julie hasn't been charged. Not to say she wouldn't be in the future, but I doubt it. The gun.